Prince Harry believed Meghan came to him with a clean slate. When she described her past relationships, when she spoke about failed love and lessons learned, when she positioned herself as someone ready for serious commitment after years of Hollywood disappointments, Harry trusted her completely. He thought he knew her romantic history, the marriage to Trevor Engelson that ended badly, a few casual relationships between divorce and meeting Harry, nothing serious, nothing hidden. But according to royal biographer Tom Bower, who has spent years investigating every corner of Meghan's pre-royal life, that narrative was a carefully edited version of a far more complicated truth. And Harry has recently discovered evidence that allegedly proves Meghan was in a serious relationship she never disclosed to him. Not a casual dating situation, a significant romantic involvement with a powerful man that continued right up until Meghan met Harry, and perhaps even overlapped with their early courtship. Want to know what Tom Bower uncovered about this secret relationship? Sources familiar with Bower's research claim he has documented a multi-year involvement between Meghan and a wealthy, influential man who provided financial support, career opportunities, and social access that Meghan has never publicly acknowledged. And the relationship allegedly ended only when Meghan decided Harry offered better prospects for the life she wanted to build. This is not speculation about her dating history. According to those who have seen Bower's evidence, this is documentation that Meghan was involved with someone else while positioning herself as available for Harry, that she allegedly erased this man from her story entirely, and that Harry never knew this relationship existed until evidence emerged that he could not ignore or explain away. To understand the relationship Meghan allegedly hid from Harry, you need to go back to her years navigating elite circles before she met the prince. Long before the royal wedding, long before the engagement photos, Meghan was reportedly involved with a man who moved in the highest echelons of wealth and power. But here's what most people don't know. According to sources familiar with Meghan's pre-Harry social life, this was not a boyfriend in the traditional sense. This was allegedly an arrangement that blurred lines between romance, mentorship, and financial support. A relationship where a successful older man provided resources and access, while Meghan provided companionship and discretion. Word from people who knew Meghan during this period claims the relationship was significant and sustained, that she spent considerable time with this man, that he allegedly funded aspects of her lifestyle that her acting salary could not support, that he opened doors in elite social circles where Meghan met the people who would eventually position her near royalty. And according to insiders, Meghan allegedly understood from the beginning that this relationship served a purpose beyond romance. People familiar with how Meghan operated during her pre-royal years describe someone who calculated every relationship's value, who understood which connections advanced her goals and which merely consumed time. And this particular relationship, according to sources, was allegedly among her most strategically valuable. The man had wealth that allowed Meghan to maintain appearances beyond her means. He had connections that brought her into rooms where actresses do not normally gain access. He allegedly provided the foundation that would eventually support her pursuit of Harry, but there was an understanding, according to insiders. Discretion was paramount. The man valued his privacy, and Meghan allegedly agreed that their involvement would remain invisible to public view. She would benefit from the relationship while never acknowledging it existed. And when someone better came along, sources suggest the relationship would end quietly without drama or disclosure. Those close to this arrangement claim it worked perfectly until Meghan met Harry. Then everything allegedly shifted. Meghan needed to present herself as available, unattached, ready for serious royal commitment. And that meant, according to sources, completely erasing the man who had been central to her life for years. No mention in conversations with Harry, no acknowledgement when palace investigators asked about significant relationships, no hint that another man had been supporting and guiding her through the very period when she claimed to be struggling alone in Hollywood. This is where the story shifts from strategic secrecy to personal betrayal that changed everything. So when did Harry allegedly discover the relationship Meghan hid? According to sources close to the prince, the revelation came through Tom Bower's investigation. Bower, interviewing hundreds of people about Meghan's background, allegedly encountered multiple sources who mentioned the same man, the same relationship, the same pattern of Meghan being supported by someone she never disclosed to Harry or the palace. Want to know what evidence Bower compiled? Insiders familiar with his research suggest he has testimonies from people who witnessed Meghan with this man during the exact period she later described as professionally struggling and personally unattached. Financial records that allegedly show support Meghan received, but never explained when questioned about her pre-royal income sources. Communications that reportedly prove the relationship's significance and its deliberate concealment. And most damaging, according to sources, evidence suggesting the relationship may have overlapped with Meghan's early courtship with Harry. People close to Harry claim that when he first heard about this relationship, he dismissed it as more rumours designed to hurt Meghan. But as Bauer's evidence accumulated, as sources proved credible, as the timeline became clearer, Harry allegedly began to recognise he had been deceived about something fundamental, that Meghan had erased a significant relationship from her history, that she had lied by omission about who supported her during the years she claimed independence. And here's what reportedly devastated Harry most. Sources suggest he discovered this was not the only relationship Meghan concealed, that the pattern of involvement with wealthy men who provided support while she maintained public discretion was allegedly more extensive than Harry ever imagined. Word from insiders claims Harry feels betrayed not just by what Meghan hid, but by how completely she rewrote her past. She allegedly presented herself as someone who had struggled alone, who had built everything through her own effort, who came to Harry unencumbered by hidden attachments or undisclosed dependencies. And now, according to sources, Harry must face evidence suggesting she was involved with someone else, possibly multiple people, during the period she was positioning herself as his perfect match. As news of Harry's discovery spread through royal circles, reactions revealed how much palace investigators had suspected but never proven. How did the palace respond when Harry learned about Meghan's hidden relationship? Inside Buckingham Palace, sources say there was sad vindication. Senior advisors allegedly raised questions during the pre-wedding investigation about gaps in Meghan's financial history and unexplained aspects of her lifestyle that did not match disclosed income. And according to palace insiders, when they asked Meghan directly about significant relationships or financial support she received, she allegedly provided incomplete answers that investigators suspected omitted important truths. Now that Tom Bower has documented what palace investigators suspected, sources claim there is recognition that their concerns were legitimate even when Harry accused them of prejudice for raising questions. These are the voices saying the institution tried to protect Harry from exactly this kind of revelation and was punished for the attempt. Prince William's reaction is allegedly more personal and more angry than public knows. Word from those close to the Prince of Wales suggests William tried to tell Harry that Meghan's background contained elements she was not disclosing, that her stories about her past did not completely align with what palace research revealed. And Harry, according to sources, accused William of being unable to accept his happiness. Now, insiders claim William struggles between wanting to say he warned Harry and recognizing that his brother is genuinely devastated by learning the woman he married hid significant relationships from him. Meanwhile, King Charles's position is reportedly conflicted. Sources close to the monarch suggest Charles wants to believe Meghan's undisclosed relationship is simply past romance that everyone has a right to keep private. But according to insiders, Charles also questions whether someone who concealed this much about her past can be fully trusted about anything. And in California, word from sources suggests Meghan is furious that Bower's research is exposing relationships she thought were permanently hidden. According to insiders, she denies the relationship was as significant as Bower claims and frames questions about her past as invasions of privacy. But people familiar with the evidence claim Meghan's defensiveness confirms rather than refutes what Bower documented. But here's what most people don't know. What other relationships and arrangements has Tom Bower allegedly uncovered beyond this one hidden involvement? The whispers paint a picture of systematic concealment across Meghan's entire pre-royal life. The first revelation involves another relationship Meghan allegedly maintained while publicly single. According to sources familiar with Bower's findings, there was a second wealthy man in Meghan's circle during her pre-Harry years who provided different forms of support. Not romantic necessarily, but allegedly transactional. Career opportunities in exchange for accompanying him to events, access to exclusive venues in exchange for being photographed at his side, and like the primary hidden relationship, insiders claim Meghan never disclosed this arrangement to Harry when describing her past. The second revelation is more calculated. Multiple sources claim Meghan allegedly overlapped relationships strategically, that she would maintain involvement with one man who provided financial security while pursuing another who offered better long-term prospects. And according to people familiar with her pattern, she allegedly managed these overlapping arrangements with skill that ensured none of the men knew about the others until she had transitioned completely from one relationship to the next. The third revelation involves how Meghan allegedly exited these relationships when Harry entered her life. Word from sources suggests she did not end them cleanly or honestly. She allegedly told the men in her life that she needed space for career focus while simultaneously pursuing Harry, that she kept them as backup options while determining whether Harry would actually commit. And according to insiders, some of these men only learned Meghan had moved on permanently when they saw engagement photos in the news. And the fourth revelation is what allegedly devastates Harry most completely. Sources claim Meghan reportedly discussed her royal pursuit with the man she was secretly involved with, that she allegedly told him Harry represented opportunity she could not pass up, that she described the prince not in terms of love but in terms of what the relationship could provide for her future. According to insiders, if this evidence exists, it means Meghan was involved with someone else while strategically targeting Harry, and she allegedly viewed Harry as a project rather than a soulmate from the beginning. To understand how Meghan concealed this relationship so completely, you need to understand the network that helped maintain the secret. So who were the gatekeepers that enabled Meghan to hide this involvement from Harry and the palace? The first figure, according to sources, was someone in Meghan's inner circle who allegedly knew about the relationship but helped maintain the fiction that Meghan was unattached. Insiders claim this person coached Meghan on what to say when Harry asked about her past, how to frame her pre-royal years to emphasize struggle rather than support, how to present herself as independent when she was allegedly dependent on the man she was concealing. People familiar with this gatekeeper's role suggest they allegedly understood that Meghan's royal prospects required erasing inconvenient truths, and they helped construct the narrative that would make Meghan seem like exactly what Harry needed rather than revealing who she allegedly actually was. Word from sources claims this architect of Meghan's concealment believed they were helping launch a fairy tale. They allegedly had no idea the hidden relationship would eventually be exposed or that their participation in the deception would be documented. The second gatekeeper was allegedly someone connected to the man Meghan was involved with. According to insiders, this person helped maintain discretion by ensuring the relationship left minimal public traces. No social media evidence, no photographs that would surface later, no paper trail that investigators could easily follow. Sources claim this person allegedly understood that both Meghan and her partner valued privacy for different reasons. The man wanted to avoid public scrutiny. Meghan wanted to maintain the option of denying the relationship existed if better prospects emerged. And together, insiders suggest, they created infrastructure that allowed significant involvement to remain invisible. The third enabling figure is more controversial. Sources point to people within palace circles who allegedly suspected the truth, but chose not to investigate too aggressively. According to insiders, these individuals recognized that finding proof of Meghan's hidden relationship might destroy Harry's happiness, and they reportedly made a calculation that ignorance might be better than truth if the relationship was truly in the past. But people familiar with palace operations claim this decision to soft-pedal the investigation has now haunted everyone involved, because the relationship was not as finished as Meghan claimed, and the concealment was not as victimless as palace officials hoped. What makes the man Meghan allegedly hid truly dangerous now is not just what happened between them, but what he knows and could reveal. Want to know what information this secret ex allegedly possesses that could destroy Meghan's credibility completely? According to sources familiar with the situation, the man Meghan was involved with knows exactly who she was before royal transformation. He allegedly witnessed her calculating every relationship's value. He heard her discuss strategies for advancing socially. He knows, according to insiders, what Meghan said about Harry privately versus what she said about him publicly. Word from people connected to this man suggests he has remained silent out of respect for privacy he valued in their relationship. But sources claim his silence is not guaranteed forever. That if Meghan continues positioning herself as victim while concealing truths about her past, he may decide that setting the record straight serves a purpose beyond protecting someone who allegedly used him as stepping stone. People familiar with what this man allegedly knows suggest he can document the financial support he provided that Meghan never disclosed. He can describe conversations where Meghan allegedly discussed targeting powerful men for advancement. He can allegedly prove the relationship extended into the period Meghan was courting Harry. And according to sources, he possesses communications that would reveal Meghan viewed relationships transactionally rather than emotionally. Insiders claim this man is not interested in revenge or publicity, but sources suggest he is tired of watching Meghan rewrite history while he remains silent about truths only he can confirm. The vault of knowledge exists. Tom Bower has documented some of it, but the man himself, according to people close to him, holds the complete story. And that story, sources warn, would fundamentally undermine every narrative Meghan has constructed about her past, her character, and her intentions toward Harry. And now we reach the final truth about what Harry's discovery means for everything he believed about his marriage. How does a prince survive learning his wife hid a significant relationship while claiming to come to him with honest heart? Harry stands in California, reportedly devastated by evidence that Meghan concealed major aspects of her past. According to sources close to the prince, he struggles with impossible questions. If Meghan hid this relationship, what else did she hide? If she lied by omission about being involved with someone else, can he trust anything she told him about her past? If she allegedly erased a man who supported her for years, how easily might she erase Harry if better opportunities emerge? Word from insiders suggests Harry cannot reconcile the woman who promised honesty with evidence of systematic concealment, that every conversation about her past now feels potentially deceptive, that every claim of independence now raises questions about undisclosed support. Those familiar with Harry's emotional state claim he feels fundamentally betrayed, not just by what Meghan hid, but by how completely she rewrote her history to become what Harry wanted rather than revealing who she actually was. According to sources, Harry understands that everyone has past relationships, but this was not honest disclosure of past romance. This was allegedly calculated erasure of significant involvement that continued into the period when Meghan was positioning herself as Harry's destiny. The palace knows, Tom Bower has documented it, and the man himself stands as permanent witness to truths Meghan never disclosed. And Harry must decide whether to confront Meghan about the concealment or live with knowledge that his marriage may be built on foundations of selective truth and strategic omission. Because in the end, every relationship requires believing your partner was honest about their past, and discovering that significant relationships were hidden destroys that belief completely. The secret is exposed, Tom Bower confirms it, and Prince Harry must face the possibility that the woman he married came to him not with clean slate, but with carefully edited story that concealed relationships she thought would never surface. The truth emerges when witnesses decide to speak, and Meghan's past is speaking louder than the fairy tale she constructed to capture a prince. Subscribe to our channel, Palace Unfiltered, for more such news. Thanks for watching.